This is question 3A from the course review. So wrong color. Course review, number 3A. The question says to solve by substituting these two linear systems. So x plus y, 4y equals 6, and 2x minus 3y equals 1. Okay, in order to solve for substitution, we need to isolate one of the equations. We need to isolate one variable. So if I look at equation 1, we'll number them. If I look at equation 1, it's very simple to isolate for just a. I'm going to move the 4y to the other side of the equation. So I'll end up with x is equal to 6 subtract 4y. Once I've done that, I now have an equation to replace x with in the second equation. So I'm going to take my second equation, 2, and instead of putting in the x, I'm going to substitute this value for where the x used to be. This value now goes in. It is 2 times 6 minus 4y minus 3y equals 1. I'm then going to distribute the 2, so I'm left with 12 minus 8y subtract 3y equals 1. I'm going to combine my like terms. I have 12 subtract 11y equals 1. I'm going to bring the 12 to the other side of the equation because I'm trying to isolate for y. So I get a negative 11y is equal to 1 subtract 12. Negative 11y is equal to negative 11. And when I divide both sides by a negative 11, y is equal to 1. Once I have y is equal to 1, I can substitute it back into either of the other equations to solve. So I'm going to go back into equation 1, which was x plus 4y equals 6. I'm going to substitute this value 1 in for the y in this equation. So x plus 4 times 1 equals 6. X plus 4 equals 6. I bring the 4 to the other side of the equation, it becomes negative. X equals 6 minus 4. X equals 2. Okay, so this question says to solve for A and B. When we're doing this, we need to know our angle properties. So right now, these two are opposite angles, which means they're the exact same. The angles are going to be the same. So I can set up an equation. I know that 124 is equal to 2a plus 3b. Okay, let's call that equation 1. Equation 2, we need to figure out what this is equal to. Well, because this one here is a straight line, this is a complementary, I think that's the right one, or supplementary. Complementary angle, or in other words, it's 180 degrees. So I just got to take 180 and subtract the 124 to find out this angle. Is it 56? So this is 56 degrees. So my equation 2 is 56 is equal to 3a minus 2b. Okay, so if we're going to use elimination to solve this, I need to make the coefficients in front of one pair of the variables the same. I'm going to choose a, okay? I want the coefficients in front of the a's to be the same, which means I need a common factor, you could say, a common multiple. I'm going to turn them both into 6. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 3, so that this becomes 6a. And I'm going to multiply the second equation by 2, so that this becomes 6a. So when I do that, I have to do the entire equation by that number. So I multiply 3 by 124. I get 372 is equal to 6a plus 9b. Let me just make sure that was right. 2 greater than 1, 6, 7. Okay. When I multiply 2 by 56, I get 112 is equal to 6a minus 4b. So now, in order to use elimination, I can turn this into either an addition or a subtraction question. Now, I want to eliminate my 6a's, and they're both positive. So if I subtract them from each other, they'll end up being 0. So I'm going to subtract this entire equation. I'm going to subtract 372 from 112. That gives me 260 is equal to 6a subtract 6a is nothing. And 9b subtract 4b is positive 13b. Think of it like this. 9 subtract negative 4, guys. So that becomes 9 plus 4, which is equal to 13. So what we have is 13b is equal to 260. To solve for b, I need to divide both sides by 13. We'll end up with b is equal to 20. So that's only one of them. I can now use substitution to solve for this. If I know b is 20, I'm going to take either equation. Let's try equation 2. 56 is equal to 3a minus 2b. I'm going to replace that b with 20. 56 equals 3a minus 2 times 20. 56 is equal to 3a minus 40. I'm going to move the 40 to the other side. And when I move it to the other side, it becomes positive. I get 96 is equal to 3a. I divide both sides by 3 to isolate a, and I get 32. So our answers are a is equal to 32 and b is equal to 20. If we want, we can plug those into these equations to check if they actually equal 24, but I'm going to leave that up to you.